In today's video, firstly we give the Clio a little clean. I'll tell you why I bought a Renault Clio. Take it for a little bit of a rip. And then I'll show you some little updates on the Clio. Hit the subscribe button if you enjoy this content. Please leave a like and a comment if you're enjoying it. Here's the video. So we're doing the 2 bucket wash method, but we're not doing the 2 bucket wash method without having soap in the other one, having just water in to rinse it off. I'm doing the 2 bucket method, so I'm going to clean my wheels with that one, I'm going to clean the car with that one. Because you know why? Because I'm going to rinse it off with a jet wash, it's got no soap in it, so what's the point of having 3 buckets? So if some of you who are familiar with the channel or watched any of the previous videos, you will know what I bought. But if you're brand new to the channel, this is what I bought. ...2001 Renault Clio 172. Excuse the emu in the back. It's not an ostrich apparently, it's an emu. Get the sun in there. Some of you may be thinking, why did you buy a Clio 172? The Renault Sport is something that I've never dabbled in. I've never seen the attraction to it until now. But I will get onto that. So there's 2 variants of this Renault Clio. This Renault Clio. The first one is the 172 and then there's the 182. So they both come with a 2 litre 16 valve naturally aspirated inline 4. That is, as the name says, is 172 brake horsepower. And to now standards, that is not a lot. But in a car that weighs just 135 kilograms, that's quite a bit of horsepower in a naturally aspirated car. To these days standard, probably not. There's 147 foot-pounds of torque in this, which probably isn't enough to pull the skin off a rice pudding. The 0 to 60 is 6.7 seconds, which, if you compare to these days, you know, you've got your hot hatches, the Ford Fiesta, I don't know, your Vauxhall Corsa VXR. It's still up there with the 0 to 60. And top speed is a scary 138 miles an hour. And I mean, I say scary because, you know, some cars these days are hot hatches do 200, but I wouldn't like to do 138 mile an hour in this Clio. The transmission is a 5-speed manual and a front wheel drive, lightweight hot hatch with 172 brake horsepower and a 5-speed manual gearbox. I think that is a recipe for loads of fun. So what's the difference between these Clios and standard Clios? These Clios come with a sportier suspension, a wider track, improved brakes, and a stripped back performance focused design. So what that is your suspension, your chassis and everything is designed for the drivers in mind. There's two variants of the 172. You've got the 172, which is the normal one, and then you've got a 172 Cup as well, and that is a more sportier version. It's more lightweight, I believe. The suspension's better, and it's more track focused. What do I love and what do I hate about this car? Well, what I love is it's an early 2000 hot hatch, and I mean, I think we've got lost on the whole hot hatch meaning these days. I mean, you've got hot hatches now with four-wheel driving, you've got hot hatches that do 400 brake. I mean, don't get us wrong, of course a B-swap with a Saab engine in, it's fun, power to weight, but you've got hot hatches that weigh over 1500 kilograms now. How is that a hot hatch? So I love how this car feels. I mean, the chassis is tight as days, the engine is phenomenal, it revs for days. I don't know what it revs to, it's about 7.5, which it's not quite a Civic Type R, but it's still quite a bit of fun. The steering's great on it. I mean, it hasn't got any electrical steering. I mean, the steering feels, it's heavy, but it's not too heavy. You feel like you're connected to the road. You don't feel like the car's driving for you, you feel like you're in control of the car. The natural sound of the car is fantastic. This doesn't have an exhaust on, it's just got a Clio 182 manifold on, and then it's stock on the way back. The only thing this car has for its sound is an induction kit, and that's all you hear when you put your foot down. And now to the things I hate about this car. I hate the riding position is horrible. If it was something that I couldn't sort out, I wouldn't have bought one of these, because you feel like you're sitting on top of the roof. It's very high up, and the standard Renault Sport seats. The steering wheel, the original steering wheel, is miles away. Luckily enough, I put an aftermarket one on, where if you want to see the install for that, it's in a previous video. I'll probably try and put it up here. So I need to change the seats to get a bit more lower down, closer to the gear stick, because that feels miles away. And the steering wheel, now that I've got an aftermarket one on, and it's got the spacer kit on, it's further out. What I used to hate in this car was a standard radio. I mean, an early 2000s car, the standard radio is going to be horrendous. But now I've put a Pioneer radio in. So that's made life a lot easier in this car with us having a Bluetooth and stuff. And I've got a subwoofer in the boot, because I wanted to go back to the early 2000s with this car. The electronics on these cars, that's another thing I hate. If anything goes wrong, you automatically think it's an electronic issue. So I did have an issue where it wouldn't start. That issue I thought was a starter motor, because the batteries and everything, the lights were coming on, and it pointed towards more being either an alternator problem or a starter motor problem. And what I thought was the starter was gone. But what in fact it was the fuse on the top of the battery had gone. I don't know why it had gone, but it had gone. I tried looking for another fuse, I couldn't really find one. Everyone says you need to replace the loom. So, well, a friend of mine, what he did was he soldered the fuse, so now it worked perfectly and starts fine. I'm going to set the camera up, do a bit of driving, and show you what this car's about. Driver. You can drive this car totally normal, fifth gear, you know, 30 mile an hour, 30, 40 mile an hour, drive it totally normal. It's a well dailyable car, to be fair. It's not too great on fuel if you're kicking its head in, which to me this car's sole purpose is to kick its head in. But driving it nicely, it's more than dailyable on fuel. Well, that's not why I bought a Clio 172. The 2000s hot hatch was my sole purpose, but when the Civics became too unobtainable because of the price rise in them, I didn't know what to do. So when this Clio came up for sale, and it was at a reasonable price of £2,000, which I got the owner down to 1,700, I was more than happy to pay that for a car like this. Nearly 200 brake horsepower on a car that weighs just shy of a tonne. It's a recipe for fun. I said that before. And that induction noise, oh, it's outstanding. Definitely need an exhaust on it though, just for them rips. Some of you eagle-eyed lot may have even noticed the mods that I haven't told you about. So we got some new wheels on the Clio, with some new wheels and some new tyres. The tyres are Yokohama 8008s. They're more of a track focused, maybe fast road focused tyre, but once they're warmed up on the road, perfectly fine. In the wet, different story, but in the dry, are a great tyre. I think you'll all agree, if you look back on the previous videos or you've seen the Clio before, the standard 172 wheels aren't cool. They're not very nice at all. I was looking specifically for a more OZ style wheel, or a, I don't know, I'll put some examples on the screen, wheels that I was looking for, but they were unobtainable. I couldn't find them, and these came up at a good price from JMRS. I mean, they specialise in loads and loads of Clio and Renault specialist stuff. So I'll leave a link in the description below for you to take a look at them. We also fitted off camera some coilovers. I mean, coilovers themselves were easy enough to install, but trying to sort top mounts on these were a pain in the backside. But it needed all new shocks all the way around, so I thought, why not just put coilovers on? That means you've got the adjustment of them, and I do need to lower these ones a little bit more. Look, I need bike there. I want to turn this Clio into something special, so I hope you stay along for the journey. Strip the rear out, put a half cage in, get the engine running sweet as a nut. I want the setup perfect. I want an exhaust on it. If you did enjoy, like I say, leave a like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, peace.